Well, this is where it all started. Right here. Right here. So, yours truly used to live inside that window right there. That one. And Brady Bunch style bathroom right there. Another bedroom that wasn't used unless we had visitors. Anyway, we had this horrific front yard. I mean, it was horrific. It looks a little horrific now. But it was really horrific before I got my hands on it. This is the first landscape I ever did. I'm going to give you a tour. Here's the customer. There's the customer.
Number one customer.
How's the landscape?
Excellent.
Yeah? Right on.
It's a winner.
You're doing your part in
winner chicken dinner.
Doing your part in saving water and letting the lawn go brown. But that's all right.
That's what they wanted a few years ago.
That's the environmental thing to do. It'll turn green in the winter.
I wanted to put my cactus garden in the middle of the lawn.
Oh.
With a mound, but he didn't want to do that.
Oh. Well, that'd be kind of cool.
Well, too late now.
It's a good idea.
The cactus garden's out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm going to do the tour of the very first Golden Gate Palms exotic flora.
I want to show you something when you're done.
All right, cool. That's Mama Greg right there, but her name's not Greg. Her name's Collier.
Hi.
Yeah. All right. So back in the day when I was 20 years old, I talked her into allowing me free reign to completely redo the gardens if I just would give her my free time, but she paid for the materials. So that was the deal. I'll tell you what used to be here. What used to be here was just a kind of a messed up concrete pathway led to the street, and these singular sequential concrete pads. In fact, you could see the underlayment that are still there. That was the concrete underneath. And I decided to brick over it. Okay? They're a little dirty. They're still here. And so what else do we have to say about that? It's like the Three Little Piggies. You put something in with wood, it's going to be there for maybe 15, 20 years and get sequentially worse over time. You put in brick, it's pretty much forever as long as your underlayment's really good and you do a good job. And so it's still here. Now, I'm talking, we did this job 30 years ago, a third of a century ago. It's hard to keep a landscape together for that long. Many people know that have had a landscape that long. But originally, there was just a sea of juniper and everywhere out here. This lawn was here for the most part, but everywhere else was juniper, and it was 8 feet tall. And it formed a tunnel right here. A tunnel. So you had to walk through the tunnel of juniper. Now, it did allow really good privacy, but it sure was ugly, and it was a fire hazard for sure. And so I came along and I said, okay, we're going to plant a cluster of 3 queen palms that are here at the entrance. And first of all, I'm going to mound it. I'm going to get some dirt and excavate some soil out. And I kind of created a mound over here. You can see the contour, and a mound over here to really pronounce those areas and separate them from the street. And then I was going to plant queen palms, which were revolutionary at the time. And I told them someday they'll form these big, tall, beautiful columns in the air. Evergreen, they'll look great. And I'll plant 3 on one side, and I'll plant another 3 on the other side. I know there's only 2. There used to be another one. And I think along the way, about 10 years ago, something happened to it. It died. Should have gotten my mom another one, but I just haven't gotten around to it. You know how that is. I used to maintain this garden for like 10 years, but then I just got too busy. She's got someone else doing it now. She fired me. So structurally, to capture the drainage, the lawn sweeps out. It sheds water this way. The lawn used to be beautiful. It's not anymore. And I basically made it such that dry stream bed would catch the moisture. And there's actually a dry stream that fissures up. Used to be a little island right here, and the stream went around it on both sides, and the stream goes up through here. You can see it kind of, rocks are all still here, right there. The other thing that's really important in this garden, as I recall now, is I wanted a pathway that led to the street without steps all the way up to here, all right? And why is that important? Well, it's important to get to your backyard with a wheelbarrow or whatever you need. Here's Phoenix reclinata, still doing a good job as a bush, just hiding the street. Aloe striatula, can't kill it. Mediterranean fan palm. Brazilian coral tree, it's out of season right now, but it's gorgeous when it blooms. Another bigger Mediterranean fan palm. Birds of paradise. Gorgeous Guadalupe palm. There was another Guadalupe palm over there, but I took it back. My mom said it's getting big. I said, I'll take it. I sold it for more money than what she paid. She paid $7,500 for this garden. I sold that palm over there for more than $7,500. so I told her I'd remove it for free. Is that wrong? Anyway, she didn't want it. It got too big. Look, look at the seeds of the bird of paradise. Isn't that pretty? Is that focusing? I think it is. Gorgeous. Anyway, why is it important to have a ramp all the way down to the backyard? Because that back there, where they're having a shower right now, is where my nursery started, actually. So through this gate, all of my plants back here, this whole patio I turned into a nursery. And I'll show you. Pretty much would propagate plants all day, drink beer, listen to Def Leppard, and swim in that pool down there, which was absolutely perfect for a roof jump. I think I'll do a roof jump for you in front of all these people. This is my niece's shower, and they wanted me to come. I'm the only guy here, so I feel like a fish out of water. But I'm about to be a fish in water because I'm going to jump off the roof. And this is how you get on the roof right here. We had some kicking parties back there. How convenient is that? Whop, 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 whop. So we'll do that. But back to the tour. Here is a gorgeous blue palm that I purchased in a 24-inch box 30 years ago, and it was 3 feet tall. People ask me, well, how big are these trees going to get, Gary? Well, I see blue palms that are 40 feet tall. And then I see this one. How tall is this one after 30 years? Let's see, I'm 6 feet. And it's about as tall as me, right? Maybe a little taller, 6'4". So it's grown 3 feet. It's grown, let's see, a foot every decade. Isn't that beautiful though? Look at that. It's gorgeous. So, as you can see, I had this big backdrop of trees back here. Those Brazilian pepper trees back there. Look, there's the plumbago I planted up there. It's still growing. See that little bit of blue up there? Can you find that? Where is it? Right up there. The plumbago is climbing in the trees. You've got carob trees up there. I think I planted some black bamboo as a screen. Lots of dietes and another Mediterranean fan palm. My mom's been collecting random cactus and stuff, which is cool. Right here, lots of cool cactus. But I used to have Aptenia ground cover through here, and it was beautiful, but it sort of went by the wayside. And I really haven't been back. Here's a giant rock that I put in. Remember the dump truck guy dumped it right here and helped me set this thing up with a big bar. I put one bromeliad on it, one of these things. They're not blooming right now, but they're incredible when they bloom. They're bright red. And I fastened it to the rock. And now the rest is history. There's probably 100 in here. I need to come in here and propagate it and sell it at the nursery. But it's a really beautiful plant, and it's something you cannot kill. It literally will just live on the rock. And I don't think she really waters this garden anymore. The one thing that inspired me in this garden from the very get-go, the moment I moved here when I was 14, I talked him into buying this house because of that swimming pool back there, was this guy here. This bird of paradise has been here forever, and no one's ever watered it. So this shows you this is such a great plant to have in your garden for longevity purposes and for drought purposes. I mean, look at this thing. It blooms every year. It's starting to bloom. It's getting ready to bloom right here. And it's October, so this is the beginning of the bloom season for winter. There's another spike coming up right there. But it's really fun to go to gardens that are like on abandoned lots that have been abandoned for a long time and see what's living. Those are the plants you want to use if you like them, because they're so easy. They'll live forever, no water, no care. And look, it took 30 years, but my beautiful Livistona is finally starting to show itself and why it's so cool. Look, you can use it as an umbrella. You can use it to fan yourself on a hot day. Or if you could talk other people, preferably the opposite sex, to fan you on a hot day, feed you grapes. I still haven't had that happen yet, but I still got a ways to go, so I still have a chance. Could happen. So look at how pretty this thing is. Look how big the foliage is on this thing. It's huge. Oh, there go the glasses. Look at that. There's my head. There's the foliage. Nice, huh? So this area in here, if I could find my beautiful purple glasses from the dollar store, cherished glasses. This is the rainforest garden, what's left of it. Oh, there used to be all kinds of ferns and everything in here. One of the very cool things that was here, there was a giant birch tree here, and that's no longer. There was a camellia here, and I just let it grow. And this camellia is probably 50 years old, believe it or not, and it gets some flowers on it. The one thing that was really beautiful that I really loved is a plant called xylosma. It's this one here. It's from Asia. It has this beautiful gray trunk with this gorgeous pattern of peeling bark. And these are commonly planted shrubs, but they will turn into small trees, and they look a lot like Ficus benjamina if you really look at them. But they're much more cold hardy. They're native to Japan or China, one or the other. But look at the really gorgeous evergreen foliage in this. It's shiny, it's lush looking, yet this plant is really drought tolerant. Makes those little yellow flowers. And the bees love it. See the bees? Look at all the bees. So I let this grow as part of my canopy. And here's a king palm I planted underneath the eave, thinking that it would want some frost protection. Turns out, like up on this hillside, probably doesn't need any frost protection. And we've got some clivia. Clivia is a really long-lived plant. There used to be a little walkway through here. It's kind of sad. Here's my bench. Oh, my bench. I haven't been here in a while. My mom usually comes over to my house. But there's your maintenance on your king palm. Look at that. How pretty that is. There. There's my baby. Right there. I'll try to sit on my bench. Whoa. Yeah, it's definitely rotten. But I used to sit in here on hot days, right in here. It was really nice and cool. I turned the misters on, get it all wet in here with all these tropical plants. And I would just sit in here. And I know that sounds weird, but, whatever. It's not weird if you're the one doing it. So, anyway, what else do we have here? We had a loquat tree that was already here that formed the canopy of the forest. We had some heavenly bamboo already here and still thriving. Another good multi-generational plant. I put in some Chamaedorea microspadics, which you see has stood the test of time. Giant bird of paradise, also standing the test of time, looking really good. This garden could be easily resurrected. And you've got some seedling loquats that are popping up. Oh, look at this. Check this out. Of course, I had some philodendrons, but when they don't get water, they just wait. They don't look good, but they just wait. But sago palms look pretty good when there's no water. And but check this out. There is a Ficus rubiginosa right here. Look at this. I forgot about this. Look at that ficus. That's a ficus right there. Beautiful plant. Small leaf though. I think it's small because I don't think it's gotten any water and it's October, so it hasn't had water in a really long time. And there is a Guadalupe palm on Marin Street. If you go up Marin Street in Berkeley, and the seeds are big and round. And on Marin Street, what happens is these seeds fall down on the street, and then they roll down the hill. And all down Marin Street, there's little baby Guadalupe palms. It's taken like 50, 80 years for that to happen. But 30 years ago, I planted this Guadalupe fan palm to lean out over the driveway and eventually drop its seed and roll down through the neighborhood. The funny thing is the house where these would all end up, a couple of guys bought that house and they hired me to do their gardens. And they ended up wanting Guadalupe palms like right where these would have naturally sprouted anyway. So, whoosh. The irony is that I didn't need to put this tree here because now there's already another colony of Guadalupe fan palms down the street. And this is where the seeds would roll all the way to here. I got paid to plant those on this property here. So they already have Guadalupe palms. So I don't even need my seeds to roll down the hill anymore. But anyway, they still will. Maybe they'll go on this side of the street. What else here? Well, you see the overall structure of the garden is still here. Just needs a new lawn, some ground covers. Here's the drainage system. Goes out to the street. That used to be covered by ground cover. And it originates with a sub-drain here, so all the water gets collected here and it goes into the drain underneath those rocks, travels out to the street. This is a magnolia tree that wishes it had more water. This is a tree that I grew from a cutting. A little cutting, just like that. Rooted it up, planted it right there for more of a canopy. But anyway, the garden still has this really gorgeous, beauty to it. Just most gardens after this long would really just be need to be bulldozed, but this garden could easily be resurrected. Look, and a Chilean wine palm. I planted this 30 years ago. I'm a little tiny guy. It's finally starting to grow a little. This would be a huge tree right in the middle of the forest. And look, here's a little pygmy palm. Little pygmy palm. This is a really skinny trunked pygmy palm. Really thin trunks. Various bromeliads. These bromeliads are tough. They get purple flowers. And then we have a Chamaedorea radicalis. And that pretty much comprises the entire garden here in Lafayette, where it all started. Okay, you ready for the bonus footage? Here's the bonus footage. This is what I saw the very moment we walked in the backyard at this place 35 years ago, or 37 or whatever. I saw a deck and I saw a pool with a big deep end and I saw a roof above the pool. So we're gonna do that right now. Excuse me, can you make a video for me real quick? It's rolling. All you need to do is stand about right here. About right here, that'd be good. And just keep it rolling. Right here, it's rolling. Here we go.
I'm super scared. Hi, how are you guys? He should jump off oh gosh.
This is not something we do at home.
Don't do what you did when you were 15 and 14. Come on now.
Kids, don't try this.
Oh my God. Come on. You're older.